What up, Sakes? Excuse me, I'm yawning. No edits. Good morning. Love y'all. As always, hope this message finds you well. I wanted to do a part 2 to the last video I did. No hate and escape it if you can. There was some more stuff I wanted to cover, and beyond that, more or less, what to do with that information and the light at the end of the tunnel as well. You know, I don't want to just end on darkness and negativity. And on that video, I kind of talked mainly about, the obvious hate. Short-tempered people, mean people, people that treat you bad, abusive. And how to spy that out, and to identify it as hate. It's not love. You may have grown up being treated that way, by people who are supposed to be in positions to love you, and so you might think that that's normal and that it's just a part of the whole thing, but it's not normal, and it's not a part of the whole thing, and it's not love. But beyond that, someone can hate you and be nice to you. And I'm not even talking about the chronic abusers, like the serial abusers. I'll punch you in the eye today and buy you flowers and rub your feet tomorrow, or the wife that rubs your back, cooks you food, and tells you how awesome you are, but then the next day she's slapping you and calling you every name under the sun or whatever. I'm not talking about that type of nice, because even that is, if you look at it with an open eye, it's obvious that they hate you. That kindness is just to draw you back in or to keep you there so they can continue to abuse you. Actually, this picture up here is a perfect picture. The man's trying to get away, or whatever this is trying to get away. But there's a magnet pulling them in to the abuse. And that's what it'll do. It'll try to suck you in. People who hate you in this manner. Whether they is someone who wants to control you, wants to verbally abuse you, physically abuse you, whatever it is, whatever form of abuse it is, they have to draw you in, suck you in. And it sometimes probably feel like a giant magnet tied to your ankle. And it's a spiritual thing. It's a spiritual thing. But again, beyond that, not all hate presents itself in anger. Some of it, oftentimes, can be from someone who is nice to you, that you might even consider to be a friend. But what is the end result of your relationship and your interactions? If someone says that they love you and they're kind to you and, everything feels good about it, but they're always trying to put you into a bad situation, that's hate. It's not love. Because love is going to protect you from a bad situation. If they're always trying to get you to be irresponsible, right? Miss school, ditch school, whatever it is, something irresponsible. That person does not love you. Even though they're being nice to you, it's all friendly and hugs and daps and this is my dog or this is my whatever ladies call their friends. It used to be girlfriends back in the day, but I don't know, the world's so gay now. I don't know if they still call each other that. You know, or they always trying to get you drunk or get you on drugs or get you, to do something that has a negative effect on your life. That's hatred. Because, if you know God and you know love is going to protect you from negativity. Love is going to push you in the right direction and try to keep you on the right path, not get you off of it. Oh, well, it'll just be fun, or let's just have some fun. That's hate. Because if you love me, you would look at my life and my circumstances and try to help me better myself or put me in a position or go towards the direction that is beneficial towards me. Or maybe something like little things that they'll do to you that you would never do to them. Look at stuff like that. I would never do this to you, but you've done it to me. Maybe even continuously. Or I would do this for you, but when I need you to do it, you won't. But it's still friendly. It's still kind. It's still, And some people seem to have like a succubus type of spirit where all they do is take. They add nothing positive to you. There's nothing beneficial you're getting from that relationship. They're draining your energy. They're draining your money. They're draining your all of your life resources, your time, your whatever. And they offer nothing in return. Someone who loves you wouldn't do that. But yet they can be nice. They can be friendly. So it doesn't always present itself in rage and anger and unkindness and so on and so forth. But let me stop shaking these keys around. But what's happening in the relationship? What's presenting itself? Even beyond the intent sometimes. Because the intent can be by the person, a well intent. But what's the end result of it all the time? Because again, it's spiritual. The spirit can mislead the person into believing it's for good intent, but really the spirit within the person never had good intent. It's just using that to get the person to move or act. And my point in all this, again, in the title of the video, no hate, and escape it if you can, because hate will drain you. You look at Christ, he never congregated or connected himself to the people who hated him. They tried to come in many different ways. Conniving. They tried to come nicely. They came angrily. The Pharisees I'm speaking about. And he dealt with, sinners and whatnot, but not people who hated him. He didn't connect himself to those people. It will drain you. It will hurt you. It will cause you to suffer loss. It will cause you torment. So you need to identify these things and escape it if you can. And I say if you can, because you might not be able to escape it. You might be married to someone who hates you. And you don't want to leave that marriage. Maybe you feel like you can't leave that marriage. And so you're stuck in a marriage with someone who hates you. All I can tell you is, or maybe it's your parents, and you are not at an age or position where you can get away from them, or a sibling that you're stuck living with and you're not in an age or a position where you can get away from them. All I can tell you is in focus on the light. Keep your eyes on the word. Keep your mind and heart on the word. Because everything in any other direction is just darkness. And remember that you do have a God that loves you. You do have a Savior that loves you. And his love is perfect. Something that is not even achievable by the people in your life that really actually do love you. I pray to God that you have at least one person in your life that loves you unconditionally. But even their unconditional love is still imperfect, like I talked about in the last video. But you do have one who has perfect love for you. Focus on that. If you cannot escape the hate, but if you can, escape it. If it's a friend or someone who you feel is a friend or have felt for many years as your friend, and you feel like you have to deal with this person, you don't have to deal with this person. There's no law of God that says you have to continue to be friends with this person who hates you. That's something we're taught in the world. Oh, well, we're family. Oh, or, we just been my friend for however long. They hate you. That's not your family and that's not your friend. Who is my mother? Who is my father? Who is my sister? Who is my brother? Who is my daughter? Who is my son? Who is my friend? Only those who hear the word and do it. Those are the ones we should be connected to. And love fulfills the whole law. It would be better for you to be connected with an unbeliever that shows you love, genuine love. I'm talking about the action. Who shows you kindness, who shows you patience, who adds to your life, who points you in the right direction, who tries to keep you away from foolishness. It would be better to be friends with an unbeliever like that than to be friends with an unbeliever. I'm still going to call him an unbeliever who claims to be a believer, who goes to church every Sunday, who prays and studies the word, but is full of hatred towards you. In whatever form, in any form that I've discussed, or any form that you've thought of yourself. Don't let them keep sucking you in. And I pray for you if you are stuck in that type of situation, because it's not going to change. Unless they get saved and have a change of heart and a change of mind. But in my experience, the people that God have saved have at least showed something. But I'm not even going to get into that because I don't want to get into my opinion. But unless they get saved, it's not going to change. And if that's the case, just let it build you. Let it strengthen you. Their hatred can be used to refine your love. I know it's worked for me. I've been hated, tormented, and abused my whole life, even as an adult. But that has only refined my love, because I know what hatred feels like. And if I love you, I don't want you to feel that hatred. But if you can escape it, escape it. It offers you no earthly benefit. And if you can't, like I said before, just focus on the word. Focus on God. I'm out of time. I'm running out of time. I love y'all. Escape if you can.